Okay, so let's get started.
Yeah.
I'll share my screen.
Yesterday, I tried to create the
Mm-hmm,
API which
mm-hmm.
you put to me, but I was not getting the uh, in the set variable policy that value.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's do one thing. First, you share your screen and show me what you have done. Then I will take it further using that, and then after that, after clearing your doubt, I will start the session. Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, in add action, I
Hmm.
just need to set the message dot body, right?
Yeah.
And here it will be a string.
Hmm.
Yeah, this value, that JSON value, I was not getting.
Okay, you can add any value. You just write it as like I built my first API. You write it like that. Because since you are passing it as a string, so you just write it as I built my first API. So it will take it in the form of a string. Uh, Now just save the API. No, don't add any action again. Just save it. Go to the top. Uh, Okay, your certificate. Something happened, no?
Mm, Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, it will ask you to log in again and again.
Okay.
Yeah. Acha Kapil, is it possible to shift the call from 10 to 11? Like if it's in your bandwidth?
Yes, yes, I don't have any issue. My shift is getting started from 12:30.
Mhm. No,
So
it's not like that. I'm thinking now because I need to prepare a lot of things at the night. So I think so that if I'll get one more extra hour, no, then I can add more things into the things that I'm preparing for you. Okay, so that's what.
yeah, I don't have any issue. We can connect at 10.
Mm-hmm.
Today also you want
No, 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 no. It's fine. It's fine. Today I have prepared for whatever purpose. I'll talk to the organizer and then I will ask her to give the meeting invite for 10 to 11.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
Hmm.
I
Saved
did.
it, validated with specification. I'll tell you the difference between the both today. Okay.
It's not
It
coming.
got validated, I guess. Now go to test.
Okay, here I need to test
Mhm,
it.
mhm.
Okay.
First, click on target configuration. Not now. See, the API is offline currently, right?
Yes, yes.
Click on target configuration.
Hmm.
Click on, auto publish on. See, again, go to target configuration.
Yeah, two times I need to
Yeah,
do.
yeah. This is a bug actually in the API Connect. Click on save preferences. I will walk you through the everything today. Now, what you can do, you can open this API Connect in new tab. You can write it as copy, like open it in new tab like that. Right click and duplicate. Yeah. Now go to the manage section. Okay. At the and left hand side, you will see multiple panels, right? You were in third section currently. Go to the sixth section. That one only. That is manage. Click on sandbox. See, your Hello World auto product is got published. Okay. Now go to the other panel, like other tab of API Connect.
This one.
Huh.
Okay.
Now this is online. Okay. Now give your name. Since it is a mandatory field, you have to give.
Yeah. Okay.
Now say, click on send. See, yeah, you
Okay.
got your first API, right?
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I got it.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
You can start from your side.
Hmm. It's visible, right?
Yes. Yes.
Hmm. Okay. So first, let's discuss more about what we have like discussed yesterday. So yesterday we first discussed what an API is, how an API work in the like day-to-day life, and then how IBM API Connect comes into picture to manage and handle the APIs and to provide security mechanism to it. And then we move forward and we created our first API. Also, we also like installed the free trial version of API Connect in our laptop as well. So today, what we will do, we will see the basic components that we have hovered yesterday in creating our first API. We will also see the entire URL that is being created in the instance of creating an API, the entire URL that is getting created, I will break that URL into pieces and then tell you that what are the each component of the URL is. Then we will again create a new bit complex API so that you can understand that how the other policies works. And then today I will discuss about some of the other complex policies which we can use in creating normal or some advanced APIs. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So first let's go to this API itself, this world API that we created yesterday. So first, even before that, let's go and see that there is one very important thing that yesterday obviously because of lack of time we didn't saw, is that there are two sections here. First is the form section and second is the source section. In the form section, what you see, you can see the design tab. Like you can design, this is like a UI tab that you can see in the form section. Like if you want to see info, open specification, you can see it like that, host and all. So, but if you want to see it in the coding part, okay, then what you do, you can click on the source section part. Okay.
Okay.
When you will click on the source section part, you will see this Swagger documentation, which is also a way to handle the API Connect, all these transformations that we are doing. Like if we want to change the title here, it will get changed in the title and the info section. Okay. So now let's first go ahead and break these. What are the things here that we are discussing, that we are seeing here? We will just break into smaller pieces and see that what are these, because understanding a Swagger is the first and the most basic thing in the API Connect. If we will able to understand the Swagger, then will be very easier for you to do the coding using the Swagger itself, because there are sometimes the condition where using the UI you are not able to provide the give the logic in the IBM API Connect. Sometimes IBM API Connect acts like that. Okay, we will discuss those instances as well when we will move further, but for now let's try to understand that.
One
Yeah.
question.
Mhm.
Uh, we have something in the CLI commands also, right? To
Yeah.
manipulate.
Yes. We will use CLI commands as well when we will go to the CMC section. Okay. There,
Okay. I
there
was
what?
talking
Uh-huh.
like like it's possible like we can create from there also.
Yes.
Uh,
There are some commands which we can use. See, it is all normally called as in technical term as scripting. Okay, so
Scripting.
using scripts, what we say that what we can do is that we can create the API. There are some scripts that you have to learn, like you have to remember as well, because sometimes it is being asked in the interviews as well. Okay, so. Uh, but that is not that much complex. You will understand once we will be seeing that. So for using the scripts, we will be first creating the API, then we will be creating the product. Okay, and then we will be publishing the API inside the product, and then we will be seeing in the UI that using the scripts, the API that we have created, it is being automated, has been automatically placed inside the API Connect itself. Okay, so we will
Okay.
be seeing that in our, but that will be like more or in the week 3 or week 4 lecture. Okay, That will be the
Mm.
last part. Because see,
Oh,
scripting is mostly used when we have to onboard like hundreds or thousands of API in one go. Okay, so
oh,
at that point of time, what we do is that we can use those scripts that we are writing in the API-C console, and then we can use the write it that we can mention that in the Python code or in the Java code, whatever you are comfortable it, and
mm-hmm.
then we can onboard multiple APIs using the Swagger. Like every API must have its own Swagger, so we will use the entire Swagger of the API, and we can in one go we can onboard all the APIs. Okay, so
Oh,
those activities also we will be doing. Okay, so just stay put. Yeah. So let's just go and break this Swagger. It's visible to you, right? Completely.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So first line of the code, as you can see, is the version. Okay, where you may have remembered that when we were like creating the API. Okay, we'll
Mm.
go back once.
Yeah,
When
it's
we
a stable
created the
version.
ad, so we were checking that whether it's Open API 2.0 or Open API 3.0. Okay, so since we created an Open API 2.0 version, so that's why the Swagger says that it's a 2.0 version API. Okay.
Oh,
Then it comes the info part. Info part, what does it say? It says about the API name, the API version, the description, and all. So this is the first part that we will be seeing. Then in the X IBM configuration, it can see the most of the part. In X IBM configuration, you can see the chords that have been enabled automatically, the gateway, which is a data power gateway, which will be a default gateway that you can see. Okay, which secures our API from external threats, and when we are making any call, then it is just protecting our API. It is making our connection secure, so that we can make any like if we are making any connection with the backend, if we are transferring any data to the backend and come and forth. Okay, so this
oh,
gateway is like security. Then it is a REST API, so its type is REST. Okay, so these all information can you can see here. So why I am dictating it one by one here? Because when you will be in the real world, when you will be going and handling projects in your organization, then there
mm.
may be case where they will simply ask you that whether it is a REST API or SOAP API. So you may get confused, like just by seeing that. Sometimes it's clearly visible, yeah, it's a REST API by seeing the URL, or it's a SOAP API by seeing the URL. But to just like clear your doubts, you can just quickly go to the Swagger and you can check the type, that what type it's given, and it's if it's list, then it will be given as list. If it's SOAP, then it's given as SOAP. So in that way you can confidently say that yeah, this is a REST API. This happened to me actually, like in my like 3 4 months back, so that's why I thought of just mentioning.
Oh,
Yeah. Then comes the assembly. Okay, in assembly what we do, in assembly we write the policies. Okay, so see how it comes: assembly, then execute, then the policy. Okay, so remember, if you want to add another set variable here, we can manually add it by copying this and then pasting it in the same like in line itself, like see, like here itself. Then if we will now if we will be using this code, then in the UI we can see two set variable action, one after the other. Okay,
okay.
yeah. And there is one more very important thing here. The spaces and all are very very important. Okay, so we must be the alignment that we are doing, it must be proper. If there is an improper alignment, you can see while writing the YAML code or the Swagger code, then it will throw an error. Okay, so always remember that after first execution, it will be always two space gap. Okay, see, assembly
Oh,
1 2 2 space gap. After execution 1 2 2 space gap. After set variable as well, 1 2 2 space gap. Okay, so
okay.
it will be like that. Since version, title, and actions are the same property of set variable, so that's why they are in the same line. Okay,
Yeah.
then it comes the properties. In properties, we can either give the target URL. This I will discuss more. This you can see actually here.
In the gateway.
In the assembly, you can see at the right hand side. See, these are the uh, here you can see these are the things. Okay,
Okay.
properties, then catalog properties. I'll tell you what is the meaning of catalog properties, what is the meaning of properties. Everything we will be discussing.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Then it comes the base path. So you can see base path is coming at the top. So X IBM configuration, we have mostly the gateway part. Like in the gateway, we have assembly policies. Then in the assembly, we have this set variable. Whatever policy we are adding, these details, it all comes inside the X IBM configuration part of the Swagger. Okay.
Okay.
Now, in some Swagger, what happens is that these base path and path all come at the top. So alignment doesn't matter. Okay, it all matter that alignment in the sense the order doesn't matter. What mattered is the alignment. Okay,
Okay.
I'll just repeating it again, that order will not matter. The base part can be at the top and the XIBM configuration can be at the bottom, but the alignment matters, that the spaces between the path uh, and its subcomponents, it matters a lot. Otherwise, it will throw an error if we will not follow that. Then after base path, it will be path. Okay, and there in the path we are for that respective part we are mentioning the operation, whether it is a get operation or post operation, and automatically this response schema is getting generated, whether it to just to provide 200 success response. And then for this get operation we have mentioned the parameter name as well, which is I have mentioned it as required parameter. Okay, we have, you may have remembered that we have clicked on the required field as true,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And then we have mentioned the schemes as HTTPS, like the protocol we will be following is HTTPS protocol. And that you can see in the test tab, that the URL protocol is coming in the form of HTTPS. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So I hope that you understood what an Swagger is and
Yeah.
how it is built, the basic build of the Swagger. We will discuss more about Swagger today, but we will be discussing the more advanced version of Swagger.
Okay.
Okay. Now, and we will be also discussing how we can make our Swagger be compatible with the Open API specification. Okay. So we will be discussing about Open API specification in details. So now let's go one by one. Once we created our API, first thing which we got is this complete API URL. Now let's see what this entire API URL is actually. So I have already break it down into simple components. So see, this is our API URL which I have copied. So it contains of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 components. Okay. The first component is the protocol. So you can see the protocol. 1 minute, sorry. So the protocol is what? So this is the protocol. This HTTPS is a protocol. Okay. It can be either HTTP or HTTPS. Whatever you are mentioning in the scheme, it will be like that only. Okay. Then
Okay.
comes the host. So this entire thing, starting from API, starting from API till this cloud. Okay. Domain.cloud. This is called the host of the API. Okay.
Yeah.
First is the HTTPS, then is the API AP. This whole thing is called the host. Okay. Then comes the organization name. So this API Connect, this thing, this is called the API Connect LU. It's called the organization name. You may remember that when we are creating the API, there is a one step, okay, that we remember, that is, it's like it was just given the automatically it gives the name, right? If you will,
Yes. Yes.
if you see here, see. here this API Connect LU. This I asked you not to change. Okay, you
Yeah.
could have changed also, but it doesn't matter. So that is called the organization. Actually, the organization name. Then comes the catalog name. So after API Connect and View, you see this sandbox. What is this? This is the catalog name. It's the catalog in which our auto product is getting subscribed, is getting published to. You remember that right now only I have
Yeah.
asked you to open the manage, and then in manage open the catalog. So
Catalog.
in that
Correct.
catalog, sandbox catalog, the API is getting published. Okay, we will be creating in further lecture, we'll be creating multiple catalogs, and then we will be seeing the difference that this catalog name is changing, hovering. Okay,
Yes. Okay.
and then comes the base path. So this is the this world, this is the base path. Okay, and then comes the URI. What is the URI? This that we have mentioned for the API in the in the path parameter.
Yes.
So it is the URI. So this is the complete breakdown of the URL that you have seen. Okay, so
Oh,
this is how the entire API URL is getting built. So if in this is mostly asked in the like interviews, and while you are doing while, and this is very important for knowledge purpose as well, when you are moving your code from one environment to another, like from dev to UAT to prod, or when you are moving your APIs from one catalog to another catalog, then when you are moving your API from one catalog to another catalog, b- just for verifying whether it's all actually being moved, you have to check if the catalog name have been changed or not. And when we were moving the API from one organization to the other organization, then you have to change the host name along with the organization name as well. Okay,
yeah. Okay.
yeah. So this is the first part of the lecture that I wanted to say. And do you have any confusions here?
No, no, I'm good.
Okay. Now let's go ahead and start the second part. Okay. So as we have discussed, see, this is the this is the building block that I have thought of, just like how we can move our class today. So this master of API creation, then understanding API specification. So we have already covered that, understanding the API open API
Mm.
specification basic part we already configured. We have already checked this master API creation process. So API creation we already done yesterday.
Yes.
So and when I have discussed about the URL part as well. So right now let's go ahead and check the difference between OpenAPI 2.0 and OpenAPI 3.0. That what's the actual difference between them? Is it
Okay.
completely visible to you?
Yeah,
Or
yes, yes. I'm good.
okay. So see, we have seen two different things, the OpenAPI 2.0 and OpenAPI 3.0. So just for the first instance, just to remember it clearly, you just can just think it like that, that OpenAPI 2.0 is like a mobile which is touch and type. Okay, it's a flip phone that we used in our like 2010 early 2000s we will be using. And OpenAPI 3.0 is the smartphone, newly brand new smartphone that we are using now. Okay, the feature difference is like that only. So I have written down the feature difference, that is the single host base path, means that when we create our API in the API 2.0 specification, then only, or what, let's do one thing, let's quickly create a open API 3.0 API, same API, world API only in 3.0 specific. It will take
Yeah.
just, then you will can understand the difference. Title.
So, one question,
Mm-hmm.
like we are creating
Hmm.
for like any banking process. Okay,
Hmm.
so they have
Hmm.
asked like more than 5 to 6 APIs we need to create. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so and what we can do, we will create the paths and all. Okay,
Hmm.
and the
Hmm.
operations, whatever the operations they will say. So
Hmm.
we can configure in the above the consumes and produces whatever we have saw in the
Hmm. Hmm.
above. So it will be common for all the below APIs, correct?
Yeah, if we will be mentioning it at the top here,
So it will be globally like
globally,
common for.
globally, but
Mm.
it is not a best practice. Best practice is
Yes, sir.
to mention at the bottom.
In the bottom only. Okay.
Hmm. So that's it. Gateway tab.
Okay.
Yeah, now it will be more clearly visible to you.
Yeah.
See, now it's visible, right? First,
Yes.
let's go through the PPT and see the differences. Okay, so first point, it's a single host or base path. Okay, and in Open API 3.0, see multiple server for environments. Okay, so what's the difference? So if you will see the like a Swagger, you can see that here in the wait, let me just minimize it. See here, it's the world that is come in the form of base path. Here the
Mm-hmm.
same world is come in the form of URL servers. Okay, so what happens is that here we can make multiple base paths. Okay, and this URL we can like manage it on our own. Like it's very flexible in the term itself. Okay, and
Okay.
this flexibility we are not getting in the Open API in Swagger 2.0. Okay, so in terms of flexibility we are getting this servers. That's the first advantage that we are getting. We will be using what I can do is that I will be giving you some examples, okay, in the form of document which you can go through, and then you can just see the difference itself. Like yeah, here this servers is really important, and here that base path could have not have done the same thing that server is doing. So just for remembering perspective, you can say that it adds more flexibility to our API that base path is not providing us. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, that's the first point. That's why it's saying multiple server for environments. Like for different environment, you can mention different servers as well. So it has limited reusability since it has been mentioned single time and single base part world. So that's why it can be reusable, but its whole component can be easily reusable. So that's why this server is more flexible. Then its request bodies are more complex, and but its request body is income in the form of clear object. Let's see here if we can
Yeah.
see that if this request bodies. Okay, I have not mentioned the request body here, so that's why it's not seen. It can't be
Mm.
seen here. But what we will do, we'll create one another API at the later. But there you can see the difference between the request body, which is
Yes.
more clearly visible. Then it comes the basic security schemas. Okay, so it provides the basic security schemes. Like if here, if we will be going to the API itself.
So, so the security is like a most important thing in this all the APIs, correct?
Yeah,
Security
true,
APIs.
true. So here you can see like here No, here it will be working as the same because this is the basic API. Okay, I thought like here it will be giving something different in terms of security.
We didn't edit, I guess, checkbox,
Added, huh?
sec check security with client ID something, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
See here. No, there is one but major difference. You can see that entire thing is coming like if you'll see entire thing is coming inside a component part, which
Mm-hmm.
is making it more, like it is setting it up in the more like a box way. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what we say like it is in organized way it is setting. Okay, but here
Yeah.
you can see that it is coming in the same part, like in the same section, and it's in the different parameter. It is being handled it separately. So
Okay.
right now it's not seeing that the difference, but when we will be creating it for a more complex API, then you will be understanding, yeah, that yeah, these component type of things, this is very useful. Okay, so
Okay.
just for like a theoretical basis, you just understand that yeah, it's the security that Open API 2 is providing is basic, but the 3.0 flexible, the 3.0 security schemes that it is being provided is flexible. Okay,
Okay.
and the last section is there is no webhook. Okay, and but in a Open API 3.0 there is a webhook as well. Okay, so now the question will arise like what a webhook is. Okay, so actually a webhook is like an mechanism. Okay, like it's an automated real-time communication. Okay, for example, suppose if you are making a call, okay, to the backend service. Okay, so in using Open API like 2.0, it will just give the asynchronous call, okay, and it will just give the response. Okay, it is like a like client poll, like for the traditional, like in a traditional API when you see that where the client polls of like how you can say, like from the servers, it will go to the server and then take the response and then come back. Okay, and in the second after making this entire process again, if we will hit the second request, it will again go to the server and then come back. So
Okay.
until and unless the first will request will go and come back, it will not come back now, then
Yeah.
it will not hit the second server. So it is the reason because it will get some delay. But if there will be webhook support, then what will happen? It will be go in the form of event stream. Okay, like
Okay.
uh, first request is hit, so it will not the second request will not wait the first transaction will get completed. It will automatically, like second also will go in the form of events, like for, like a stack format, like first will go, then second will go, then the
Oh,
first response will
yeah,
come.
like
Hmm,
in no webhook of support, it will not reliable on the
hmm.
first request.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yes, no, not in the no webhook, in the built-in callback or webhook it will be
Yes, yes.
not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
build it.
it
I
will be
got
like so. So this is the basic difference between OpenAPI. Like OpenAPI 3.0 is the more advanced version of OpenAPI 2.0 for advanced API that you are building. If you are seeing the API which is very complex, which is very bulky, then in that you can use OpenAPI 3.0. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now there are many things that I have written that it defines multiple environment with ease. Like in the using server, you can define it simple that what I have said that in different
Mhm.
environments you define different environments. Then the schemas are reusable and which is inside the components. Then it has clear request and response bodies. So and it support the webhook and asynchronous flow. Okay, and it has more extension for custom requirements. Like yesterday I was trying to show you one like extension I was trying to create. Okay, let's if you will see, but unfortunately I was not able to do so because our this API Connect trial version don't allow us to like to upload these extensions. Okay, so see this gateway extension I was trying to do. So what does this gateway extension, where do we apply this gateway extension? So if we will see, go to manage. Okay, just remember the path actually. Manage, then sandbox, and in catalog settings. Okay, in catalog settings you see multiple options here. So in gateway service we will be going, so here we will be getting our data power API gateway, right? Here you can
Yes.
see the URL, this protocol along with this host name and
Mm.
along with the organization name. Sorry, along with the organization name and catalog name. Okay, this
Oh,
entire part is coming from here. So if we will click on this three dots, here you can view extensions and here you can upload your extensions. Okay, it is only accepting YAML and JSON. What you do today, you go to, like when you will be going to your office and you are opening your office laptop, in that open the API Connect and see if there is any extension that have been uploaded or not in the hired environment. Okay,
okay.
yeah, then it will be very clear for you that yeah, how this extension work. So here I was trying to apply this rate limit like extension here, okay, which just my intention was to like make it in like 10 in 10 iteration in a minute. Okay, just I wanted to set the rate limit as, but here this trial version is not accepting that.
Yeah, trial version is some limited versions they are giving.
Yeah, okay, so no problem, but still, so it just have more extension like it can, you can it has more extensive, wait, I think so it's something happen now. So it has more extensions that you can see like in Open API 3.0.
Okay.
Now let's so here I have been just mentioned that just for knowledge purpose that how we will be creating an API. So just written the steps that how we will be creating. So and that here we have given some best practices and all that why we can use Open API 3.0 most of the time when we are using complex API for future proofing. So Open API 2.0 is like for legacy application or basic application which if you want to make. Okay,
Okay.
and if you want to use multiple environment things, then you can use Open API 3.0. Okay, I'll tell you, let's discuss right away that what is this multiple environment thing is. So when this is Open API 2.0, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 2.0 only.
Hmm. So even here as well, we can mention that. What happens is that see here we are mentioning some. If we will open the invoke action, we'll add an invoke action. Okay. Do you know what an invoke action is?
Yeah, it's calling the backend we
Huh.
are using. Yeah.
Yeah. So this policy is used to call the backend. Here we in the URL section we can write, we can mention this as like
Target
target URL or any like other URL as well. If we whatever we are mentioning here now, this
Mm,
if we are
correct.
mentioning ABC, there we will be mentioning dollar of ABC.
Dollar of this.
Huh.
Yes, I know.
And then we will be just giving the property name. Now what this is the properties. Now we can set the catalog properties here. Okay, so catalog properties, what right now we have only sandbox environment, so only for sandbox environment we will be adding. Okay, so
Okay.
what it will do is that here we can add the other properties like we the same target URL,
Okay.
just give the same target URL name. You can use the sandbox catalog like you can give the URL for the sandbox catalog. Suppose we had another catalog, suppose we have like dev catalog we were available or
Mhm.
UAT catalog would have been available. Okay,
Okay.
so here when you will click on the plus, then at the drop down you could have seen dev or sandbox or UAT
Okay.
or prod. Okay, all you can see here. So for on that catalog what you could have done, you can could have added, click on the add, and then you have could have set the target URL, and that URL you could have given like that UAT URL you could have given or the prod URL you could have given here in the untitled. Okay, and you have
Oh,
clicked the add option. Okay, here you
oh,
can I can write prod URL or UAT, and we can set the title as the same, but we have to make sure that the name property name must match with the name at the top. Okay,
okay.
and we will just mention as prod URL and we will click on that. So here you can see that for sandbox catalog this target URL come as in the form of like this target URL got set. So what will
Okay.
happen that when it will go at the like when will you promote the API from the basic domain to the sandbox domain, So it will the URL, this property URL, the invoke URL, or you can say, gets auto updated to the that environment specific URL. Okay,
Okay.
so that's where catalog properties come into picture. Right now, what I'll do, then it will throw an error because this is a sandbox catalog
Yes, yes.
altogether. We only have one catalog. So this catalog properties is very useful thing, which help us not to redo our work. We just do it in one go, and in the higher environment, the API Connect itself take care of how to set the URL in which catalog. Okay, like for it will use the UAT UAT backend URL in the UAT server. Then it will use the prod backend URL in the prod server. Okay,
Okay.
and one more thing, we can add multiple properties here as well. It is not just like limited to one target URL itself. You can use multiple properties, like you can use X backend URL1, X backend URL2, X backend URL3, multiple target URLs you can define. But then your question will arise then, but in the invoke action, we are only setting one, we are
Yeah.
getting only one
I'm
URL option.
about to ask.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
To handle this, what we do is that we use a gateway script action. Okay. But unfortunately, here we don't have gateway script policy here. Okay. So that's why we can't we can't mention it right now. But what I'll do is that I will also use my company's like laptop, okay, and then I'll take some screenshot or photos, and then I'll upload in the form of PPT in the next in our next lecture, and then I'll show you that how we are handling that in using the gateway script policy. So gateway script is a very powerful policy or a tool which only using gateway script, okay, for REST APIs. I'm just saying only for REST APIs. Only using gateway script, you can do all the things. Okay, you can handle the error, you can do like transformation of your messages, you can like do error handling, or you can even use the calling of backend also you can do using the gateway script action itself. You don't even need invoke action, but for that you have to be very confident in your JavaScript coding skills. Okay, so it is not entirely JavaScript, it is called as ECMAScript. Okay, so what now we will try to understand, like just give you the overview that what ECMAScript is. So
Yeah. So any
hmm, hmm.
gateway script is not there. So any website like MDM, can you refer like so from where I can learn this ECMA script and the gateway script basic things?
See, API Connect uses very limited scripts, okay, and
Hmm.
it will be reusing the code. So if you have any proficiency in any of the language as well, na, then you will be able to understand this basic like gateway script codes.
Yeah,
Okay.
basic I learned the JavaScript.
Huh.
Okay, so three
If you
months.
learned, then that is fine. You don't need to think more about it. I'll give you the most of the time whatever the code that is being reused, na, I
Mm-hmm.
will give you that those piece of codes. Okay, you will try to implement the same code again and again, and just have to like add more basic tweaks over there. Okay, and I will also give you something that first thing just I wanted to ask is that you today I'll give you one homework, that go to your when you are going to office and you are opening your
Mm-hmm.
API connected office laptop, just
Okay.
check whether you are using apim.set variable. Okay, just I'll write here.
Yeah, this I think these are the context variable, right?
Apim.set variable you are using, or you are using context.set. Okay, just check whether what you are using, because in our office, okay, like in my present
Mhm.
organization, we are using context.set, because from API Connect version 10.0.7.0, this context.set is the like is the this APIM library altogether have been gone, so we were not able to use this apim.set variable. So
Okay.
yeah, we were using context.set itself or context.get itself. Okay, so
Okay.
just check once and let me know that what you are using. So on the basis of that, I will define the coding for you so that you can like learn it and you can apply it in your like in your coding part. Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Just check whether you are using APM.set variable or context.set. Yeah.
Yeah, basically,
Huh.
this like gateway scripts are getting asked in the interviews.
Yeah.
Not recently in Jan Feb, I given the interviews
Hmm.
where they have the same question they have asked, like what are the context variables
Hmm. Hmm.
in your gateway script?
No problem. Once it is
Mm.
this course is completed, you will land into a very good job. No, no worries
Yes, yes.
about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Okay. So that part is done. So we already discussed about this flexibility and everything.
okay.
Now, the API design info and base type, this also we have already discussed. Base part also we have discussed. Endpoint also we have discussed. Okay. Let's now check the HTTP method. Okay.
Okay.
So this is very important in like understanding perspective that what we are doing, like right, how like what method we are using. So till yesterday we only used this get method, right?
Get
Till
method.
yesterday and today also we have used this get method. So get method, why is it useful? So it is useful for retrieving data. Okay. So when we are, if you in this hello world example as well, you can see that we when we are giving when we are giving the name as Dev, then we are retrieving the data, right? That is
Okay.
stored in the response, like that is stored in the set variable. That yeah, we are retrieving this message. So get component is always you be using that it will be always retrieve data from the book, like from the code. So for example, we have retrieved the data from the set variable code. Okay. For
Okay.
post operation, we will be always creating new data, right? Like for like when we will be using complex operation and the if the backend is ready, then we will be hitting the API, then we will seeing that always new data will come into picture. Like first it will be say hello world, then it will say hello space, something like that. We will be creating new data. Okay.
Okay.
Then comes the put operation. So put operation, what it do? It replaces the data. Okay. Right. First, it for example, in our first call, or you can take this restaurant option. Okay. When you are ordering an when you are ordering something, okay, like suppose you are like you ordered chicken tikka butter masala, okay, so
Mhm.
you already create asked them to create new order for you, okay, but
Okay.
when you will say that no, cancel the chicken tikka butter masala but order me fried momo, okay, then you are using this put operation. So in using put operation you are replacing your order.
Replacing.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Then it comes the patch operation. Like not only fried momo I want, along with fried momo I want Manchurian as well. So you are
Mm.
partially updating your order. In this way, what you are doing, you are patching your data. Okay, you are sending a patch request. Then
Okay.
when you say that no, I cancel my order, I don't want anything. Then what you are doing, you are deleting your data. Like you're using delete operation. You're removing the data that have been there. So we will be seeing these operations as well in our, like I'll try to do it in our next lecture itself. I'll create one API, and then what we'll do that we will see all these operation in when we will be hitting the API itself. Okay.
Mm.
So I hope
Okay.
that all these using the restaurant example, these all these methods
Yeah.
are clear.
Yes.
This
Yes.
is also always used in interview questions. So always remember this
Yeah.
operation.
Mostly in our organization, it's like
Uh,
get call and post call.
Post
Yes.
and get and sometimes a delete call is there, like it depends on the like requirement of the client, but you have to like make sure that you know all these things, okay, because sometimes it for the legacy application you can't get sure that yeah this there will be like this get call or post call, it will be there and it will not be there, it will be very difficult to understand.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, see, now we have to understand what an schema is. Okay. So you have to be very proficient in creating of a schema, because schema, using the schema, you will be creating the request definition or the response definitions. And using those definitions, what we will be doing, we are we will be validating our request that we are sending to the backend. Okay. Or we will be validating the response that is coming from the backend. Okay.
Okay.
Mostly we will be using the schemas we will be handling like in our organization or in the multiple organizations that have been worked till now. Only we are mostly focused on the request definitions, because that is what we are sending or we are asking the consumer to send, whether it is following the proper standard or not. That is what we are defining while like creating the schemas. Okay. So
Okay.
we will be discussing more. Well, let me just quickly use the schema that I have created yesterday, and then see how first let's see that how to go hover. First to the definitions tab will go to the schema. First schema that I've mentioned, employee schema, and then here it's very confusing. That's why I just take care. Here
Mm.
you will see the three dots. Okay. When you click on the three dots, then you will see edit schema from JSON. You have to click that. When you will click that, then you will see the schema, actual schema. Okay.
Oh,
Because initially in V5 version, it was very easier to see the schemas, but here in
so
V10,
all you run in schema is in JSON format only, right? Or
yeah,
in the
schema
XML?
is in schema can be either in JSON format or in XML format. Okay.
Okay.
So since we are using REST API, so we have made JSON format schema. If we were be using the SOAP API, then we would have made XML format schema. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and one more thing, suppose you don't have any schema. Okay. Suppose that they have given you an example like this. Wait, this is also a very important thing that I wanted to discuss. Let's see, inspect. I just want some like it's a get call only. I want a post call actually. Let's
Mm.
see if I get a post call. This is also good, good, good. Let me log in using if I remember my login. Huh. I hope now post call come into picture. It's also get call.
Mostly get call.
Yeah, because we are getting now we're retrieving the data when we are
Yes, yes.
retrieving our own data. That's why. If there is also one postal I get na, then no, this is also get. Sorry, sorry.
Okay, so in
Huh.
future, are we like using any postman to check?
See, here we can't use Postman because see, for using Postman, we have to configure the backend as well. But since we don't have backend now, so that's why
Mhm.
it will be difficult for me to create. But what I will do, still I will be using the Postman. Okay, and using the Postman, I can show you that. हाँ चलो post call मिला हाँ using the Postman what I can do is that I can show you, yeah, that see this is how you have to you can use the curl command and everything. So I'll give you the basic structure altogether itself. But
Mm.
if you will say that no, I want to hit the API and get the success response in that way, so that will be a bit difficult. But still, I'll look into it. Okay,
Yeah, like
you can
uh,
install Postman in your desktop. Okay, that will be
yeah,
like good thing.
we can create a API
Huh.
which work as an backend, and in the next API we can hit that backend URL. It's possible.
Yes,
We can
yes.
try it now.
Sure, sure, sure.
Mm.
Will definitely. See, suppose finally we got one post call. Okay, so when you will get the requirement from your organization, so you will get an requirement like this only, like they will be tell you that this is the operation that we are doing, we are signing into a website, and then here we are making some of the calls. Okay, so suppose they will tell you the call name, okay, that they will be like logging, they are passing the OTP, they will just tell you like that, and they'll say that take the API from like which is being invoked by while we are getting the while we are in getting giving the OTP, and then fetch the and then create a schema for my request that is coming. Okay, you may get this type of requirement. I got it in my previous organization, that's what I'm saying. So this is how you will be fetching the requirement. Have you seen right now how I have fetched this information?
No, yes, yes.
Yeah. So this is how you have to fetch this information. You have to fetch this post request. If not, you can go through the recording. You can see that how I have hovered through
Mhm.
the which tab I went to fetch the request. This request data actually. This is called the request data. Okay. So
Okay.
and we will be using it to create the schema. Okay.
Okay.
Hmm. So we got our JSON request. It contains app ID, this and that. Okay, multiple things. Now what we will do, we'll use it. Go to our API. Okay, click on definition and say basic, or we can say practice practice key.
Okay.
Type we can set as at sorry, object. You can say here. You can say object. Okay, always select type as object.
Okay.
I think P must be in capital. Okay. Now click on add. You can see this practice definition got created. Now what you can do, you can click on the three dot, you can click on infer from sample. Okay, just remember you have to click on infer from sample.
Okay.
Whatever JSON request you receive, just paste it here and click on submit. Now the API Connect itself create the schema. Now what you do, click on again three dots, edit schema as in JSON. See, this schema got created,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Got it. Yeah. It is good.
Control F, Control V. See, and here at the bottom, you can see even the example itself, that how the schemas are there. Which example you have taken? You've taken app ID, and then you've taken post, then user, and web session ID. But here, one thing to take care is that our configuration for schema is not yet completed, because this schema is a very vulnerable schema. It can be attacked, and it is not that much secured, and most of all, it is not following the open API specification. Okay,
Okay.
so what an open API specification is, that we will be discussing in our next lecture. But
Mm-hmm.
just for now, I'll just quickly show you. Just give me 5 more minutes. Okay. So just for now, I will show you that how we make our API more secure. So if we'll go to this API, this already created schema that I have built yesterday, so you can see, no, or we can just let it be. Here only you can see that I'll do it for one API, like one field. So these app ID, post, user, these are called as fields. Okay,
Yeah.
which is come under type object. Okay, type is
Oh,
an object. So it
object.
is under type object we are getting a field called app ID. So its
Oh,
type is a string. You can see that it's in the double inverted comma, which makes it in the form of a string. Now, what we can do to make it more secure, you can add max length. Okay,
okay.
that how can what can be the max length? So you can just check this. Let's see here. It's 16. Max length is 16. So you can make it as 18. Okay, that any number above more than 18 will give a schema validation error. What will it give? Schema validation
Well,
error.
okay.
So this max length is very important. When these, why we are giving the max length or something, just to make our constraint our request, so that it will not give wrong or false information. if the validation only fails, then the request will not go very long time till backend, and then from there it will giving a failure response that use the correct policy number. Even if like in place of app ID, use the correct app ID, because you also know that suppose app ID can be in the form of mobile number or anything, so it has the fixed digits. Like for example, our pin code, it has a fixed digit, right? Or
Yes, yes.
you can say our mobile number, it's a 10-digit mobile number. So we
Yeah.
can stop the API call then and there itself, so that the process don't take much more time, and we can like quickly inform, we can make our API more faster and quickly inform the consumer that you are putting the wrong data. Okay.
Mm.
And suppose it is giving the correct name, then what you can say, that if the max length is correct, then you can say that okay, what we can use here, like um, we can either use like uh, um, like we can use it in the form of like what are the values that you can use. So we can use the value in the form of I'm not writing the entire thing, like it will only take the field in the form of A to Z only, right? Like we are just passing the operation, like it will be taking the form of A to Z only, like only, or you can say it's a number, so only 0 to 9. So suppose instead of this, okay, if we are
Mm.
making writing like ABC, also we have written app ID, if instead of number we have written ABC, then also it can catch the error, and then it can quickly give the response.
Okay.
So in this way we can make our schema more like more secure, more secured, and you can make our API more faster. So we will discuss more about this in our next lecture. Okay.
Okay.
I hope that today's lecture was fruitful. It gave you many more new ideas, many more new things that you may have not known till now.
No, I
So
guess yes.
then we will obviously we will discuss more as we will proceeding in our lectures. um, and then we will try to, when we are doing a 2 hour section in the weekend or so, then what we will be planning is that we will be creating a very big API, okay, very big
Mm.
complex API, so that, and we will be trying to impose all or most of the important operations or most of the important policies, so that you can understand that yeah, these, what is the use of these policy and how we to use these policy. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's quickly like rewind what we have learned today. So we
Okay.
have learned about the swagger, that how a swagger is created, why, and what are the like what are the things that is there in the swagger, right? We have discussed about more about it. We have discussed about the URL, how a URL is getting created in API Connect, what, and we have broken down the URL into pieces so that it can be easily understood that this URL is created, and what are the changes that we need to make by if we move into higher environment, or we are moving to like next catalog or so. Then
Mm.
what we do, we checked how we to create a schema from the request that we have, from a post request we have.
Yeah.
Then we check the concept of properties and catalog properties we have checked, right? Then we have, at the first we have done the difference between open API 2.0 and open API 3.0. So these are the 5 important things that we have done today. Okay.
Okay.
So and also like we have checked some of the things, and let's, if just we can wait for 2 3 more minutes. I just want to say this, I wanted to discuss it earlier itself. See, when we are testing the API, okay,
Okay.
and suppose we are giving the name as ABC, okay, and we are sending it, okay, and we are getting this message, okay, this hello
Mm.
world message. So how is it coming? Like how we can check? So here you can see body, then you can see headers, and then here we can see trace. Okay. So to check the entire flow, we must go to the trace option, okay? And like deliberately you just click on this advanced button, okay? If there are
Mm.
multiple operations here, then you could have like set click on that operation itself, right? And then even without using advanced section, you could have seen the request and response that is coming there. But this set variable don't work like that. It works mostly on the invoke field. Okay, when while calling the backend, we have to give some request and some headers, right? So there you can see the request and response in the like advanced section, sorry, in the like trace section, without even pushing the advanced button. But now
Okay.
the important thing that I wanted to show you is that, see, when you will click the advanced section in the full trace, then you can see the entire thing that is coming into place. You can see the request, which is in the form of object. You can see the request URI. Okay, in the request URI, our host name change into a load bell in an IP format. Okay, you can
Okay.
see. So this is the IP of our like API Connect host that is that we are seeing. So this is the actual URL itself. Then we can see the name that we have
So,
given the value. Yeah.
anything like this IPs we can configure here, or we can use a data power something. I'm not
Uh,
sure. That is little bit confusing.
yeah, see, I'll tell you more about it when we will be discussing about the
Mhm.
load
Ah, yeah.
balancer and
Okay.
stuff. Okay, so
Okay.
let's go step by step, because see, if I'll tell you something now, then I have to tell
It would
multiple
be,
things related to it. Yeah.
yeah, so it will be mix match.
Yeah. So, and then when we'll see the API, see it's given the type is list. Again, whatever is there in the Swagger, it is giving that information, but that is not relevant to us. What is more relevant to us is this. Wait, hmm, not event execution. Yeah. Okay, we are not passing any headers, so that's why we are not getting it. But suppose if we were passing some headers, okay, and we wanted like a message to fetch that headers, then the API request would have been like, first will go to request, okay, request, then it will go to header dot headers, then if we want to get the host dot host, okay,
Okay.
then if we will mention it like that, then only it work, or request dot headers dot accept encoding. Okay, it will be work like that only. If these fields are here, then it will fetch the response. Otherwise it, then you can fetch those result. If these fields are not coming over here, then you can't fetch the result. Okay, this you
Okay.
will be understanding when you will be seeing like my things in the next lecture. Or like in the next lecture when we'll be discussing. For example, let's do one small thing as well. Like suppose like we are randomly we are getting giving some response now. Where it gone? Huh. Suppose right now we are passing some parameters as name. Okay, like
Okay.
in the form of array we are passing, right? Like request dot parameters dot name, and request dot name request dot parameters dot name at and at location one. Okay, we can do it like that. Just 1 minute. Let's see if we can do it or not. What we can do, we can set message dot body as dot para. Actually, these all things I do in gateway script action. Okay, so there we are very confident. We never use this set variable. Set, you use set variable if we want to set any headers. Okay, request
Okay.
dot
Yeah,
parameters
I
dot
am little bit confused in like what are the headers. So later you can just
yeah,
explain.
yeah, yeah. Tomorrow at the first half itself, just remind me. Initially only we'll discuss about it.
Oh,
Request dot parameters dot name at the location 0. Okay, let's see if it works. Okay, it worked, I guess. Let me see. We'll go to test. So what I'm trying to do is that whatever name I will be giving now, like man, okay, I want the same name to be populated in response. Okay, no, it's not coming like that. Okay, wait, I think so. I missed something. Let me see if I'll give.
I think this type is any like anything it can take, or like
Yeah, it's a value, na? Yeah, any means anything it can take. Yeah, it's true.
oh,
Let me see if it comes like that. If it didn't come, then we'll discuss in the next lecture. Okay. I'm just
Mhm.
trying to see that if set variable handles this, or we have to handle it in another way. But just remember what I have told you. Just you have to check whether in your organization what you are using, apm.set variable or context.set. Okay.
Okay,
Hmm.
sure.
Name. Let's see if it's coming. No, it's not coming, I guess. Okay, no problem. I'm not getting any response here. I'm not getting anything in body. See, this is how we have to debug. Okay, result after result at the bottom. See, this latency and all can ignore for now. Default log you can remove. You can just ignore for now. Just before that, you can see the response. Okay, so here you can see that what you are getting, what you are not getting. Okay, anyway, we will be discussing this in our next lecture. Okay, we will be
Yeah.
continuing from here itself. We will see that without gateway script action or gateway script policy, how we can. What I was, let me just make myself clear. What I was trying to do is that I was just trying to print the value of the name in the response itself, like whatever, like I'm writing dev. So after clicking send, I'll get the same response as dev only in a
Oh,
response parameter. Okay.
okay, let me try if I can
Hmm.
get
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. Just do it. If we were not, if he's using set variable, it's not happening. Okay, then try using gateway script action in your in your
It
office
will.
laptop. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Tomorrow I'll definitely show you either if in set variable it is possible, then I'll show. If it will not be possible, then what I'll do is that I will I will use I'll give you the code itself. Okay.